My girlfriend said, "He's going to change my life forever." I replied, "He changed mine too." She didn't know he was my divorce lawyer. Celine had been acting weird for months. It started small, suddenly caring about her appearance again, buying new clothes she couldn't afford on her teacher's salary. Then came the secret phone calls where she'd step outside or lock herself in the bathroom. When I'd ask who called, she'd get defensive and say it was just her sister. The mysterious meetings were next. "Working late at school again," she'd text. But when I drove by the parking lot at 8 p.m., her car wasn't there. She'd come home smelling like expensive cologne and wine, claiming she'd grabbed dinner with colleagues. I'm not stupid. I knew something was happening. But after 8 years together, I figured I owed it to us to try counseling first. That's when I started secretly meeting with Elias Thorne, the best divorce attorney in town. We'd been planning my exit strategy for 3 months, protecting my business, our joint accounts, the house I'd bought before we got together. When she asked to talk last Friday, sitting at our kitchen table with this nervous energy, I knew what was coming. "I'm leaving you," she said, and for the first time in months, she looked genuinely happy. "I met someone incredible, a successful lawyer who actually understands me." She went on and on about how amazing he was, how intelligent, how sophisticated, how different from me. "He's handling this huge divorce case right now, making tons of money. He took me to that new French place downtown last week. You know, the one with the $200 steaks you said was too expensive?" I just sat there, letting her paint this picture of her new life. She was practically glowing as she described their relationship, how he understood her need for finer things, how he made her feel valued and desired. "He's taking me to Napa this weekend," she continued, her eyes bright with excitement. "Says he's going to change my life forever. We're staying at some resort that costs more per night than you make in a week." The dig was unnecessary, but typical Celine. She'd always resented that I ran a small construction business instead of wearing suits and working in an office. I kept my voice calm and asked, "That's nice. What's his name?" "Elias Thorne." She beamed, like she was announcing she'd won the lottery. "He's brilliant. Drives an Audi RS6, has this gorgeous office downtown. Everything I've always wanted." My stomach dropped, but I kept my face completely neutral. Elias Thorne wasn't just any lawyer. He was my divorce attorney, the one I'd been secretly meeting with every Thursday for 3 months, the one who knew every detail about our finances, our relationship problems, our joint assets. "Sounds great," I managed. "When are you leaving?" "Tonight. He's picking me up at 7. I already packed a bag." She gestured toward her suitcase by the door, like she couldn't wait to escape. After she went upstairs to shower and get ready, I sat in my truck and called Elias, straight to voicemail. I texted, "Emergency, need to talk before Monday." 2 hours later, while Celine was doing her makeup, he called back. "Hey buddy, what's up? You sound stressed." I could hear music and laughter in the background, probably getting ready for his hot date. "Having second thoughts about the divorce," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Celine and I had a long talk today. Maybe we can work things out. Can we meet Monday to discuss putting everything on hold?" "Of course. Actually, I'm heading out of town this weekend, but Monday works perfect." At exactly 7:15, I watched Elias's BMW pull up. Celine ran out with her weekend bag, practically skipping. Monday morning, I walked into Elias's office with a recording device and our entire case file. "So," I said, sitting down, "how was Napa?" His face went white. "I'm keeping the house, the cars, and half her business." "And Elias? You're going to make sure I get every penny, or the state bar gets a very interesting recording about attorney-client relationships." 2 weeks later, Celine came home to divorce papers and an empty house.